Well, yeah, YouTube. This is my contest entry for Cyberaquarist. If you don't know who he is, you need to do yourself a favor and click on the link below and go check out his channel. He did a whole series on setting up an African Cichlid Tank. It's 150 gallon tall. He had a plan and he executed it fully to a T. It was enjoyable to watch and I learned a lot. So do yourself a favor and go check out Cyberaquarist. This is my 90 gallon African Cichlid tank. A little overview of the tank. I bought the canopy, tank, and a stand all at once. I painted it a couple of different colors, but currently it's black. It was originally going to be a saltwater tank, and Hurricane Katrina hit. So it sat empty for a very long time. From the house to the garage, eventually to the yard. It sat in the yard for a couple of years. So I come home from work one day. The wife and the kids are setting up a tank. I get involved just to help them out, and that's all she wrote, man. I've been hooked ever since. The aquascape, hardscape. We'll start with the background first. The background is a black background with a root system coming down. I like it. I've had people tell me they actually thought it was roots coming down inside the tank. I've had solid backgrounds and no background, but for me this works. I think it blends in nicely with the decor. I used a sea view gel on it. It really sticks to the glass. The hardscape I have is all plastic. When I first set this tank up, like I mentioned, it sat out in the yard for a couple of years. I was concerned about the seams holding the weight of a couple of 100 pounds of rock. Not to mention rocks down here are very expensive. But hindsight is, I have 720 pounds of water. What's another 100 or 200 pounds of rock, right? So the hardscape is all plastic. Jumping into African cichlids and needing hiding spots fast. The first one I got was this stump over here on the left, and man, the fish love it. That is their favorite hangout. My frontosa was in there, and I knew he would outgrow it eventually. So I got the big one on the right, a little more opening, and sure enough, that's where he hangs out at. Altogether, I have about 13 pieces in here, and I move them around whenever I add new fish. As I said, I move the pieces around when I add new fish, and I just added new fish. And that's why this piece stands out like a sore thumb. It doesn't have the algae like the other ones do, but it will. Give it a week. The substrate is a mixture of white, black, and brown gravel. I've had all white, I've had all black. What I don't like about it is it shows the fish waste, and when you have African cichlids and you need to overstock a tank, there's a lot of fish waste. Not to mention solid colors favor some fish and make other ones look just washed out. So I went with a combination of all three. It brings out everyone's colors and it hides all the fish waste. I added some Anubias, nice little green effect. I've had them before and I'll have them again. You know, I don't know how long they'll stay in here, but for right now I'm liking it. On this tank I run two T8 bulbs. Not sure the rating. They're so old, the numbers have worn off. So when I do go to replace the bulbs, I'm going to play a guessing game trying to figure out which ones I have to get the same look. The lights come on. I have a DIY blue light which comes on, stays on for about 2.5 hours in the morning. The T8s kick on, stay on for about 13 hours. And then the blue light kicks on again in the afternoon and the evening and stays on for about an hour. I currently have a wave maker right here on the right and one on the left to create the surface agitation. I do have a Whisper air pump that I occasionally use, but not too often, mainly for water changes. I also use a AquaClear quick filter. It's supposed to be capable of filtering out 1 micron. You talk about polish your water. Does an outstanding job. My heater is just a regular PetSmart heater, non-breakable kind. It's shatterproof. I don't even know the name brand of it. We just ran to the store and got it. I think the wife even got it one day. But it's been very, very reliable, and I would get another one. First step of my filtration for my canisters is my pre-filter. I have it on each intake. Underneath the cabinet, I run a Cascade 1500 and a Fluval 406. The first tray has the thick, porous black sponge. The second tray has a thicker sponge, followed by filter floss. And then I run ChemiPure Elite Purigen with another layer of filter floss. And then I run my biomedia, my Matrix, my K1, and my bio balls. The livestock in this tank is African cichlids. I jumped into these feet first when I saw a show tank and an LFS, and I've never looked back. The mainstay of this tank would be Gil, my Moba frontosa, given to me by my wife and kids on Valentine's Day. Other fish may come and go, but Gil's here to stay. I do water changes on this tank every 7 to 10 days. I don't like to go past 10 days. I always start out saying I'm just going to do 20-30%. I always wind up doing at least 50. I use water straight from my tap. I'm on well water, so I don't have any chlorine or anything in there, but I still use Seachem Prime, if anything, just to help the slime coat. I have a hose that I got from Home Depot that runs from every tank in the house out of the door, and then I just attach it straight to the faucet, adjust the temperature, and run it back to the tank. I also add 1 teaspoon of salt per 10 gallons every other water change, and I add it in there slowly. My pH right out of the tap is about 7.8, and my KH is about 180 to 200 parts per million. So there you have it. This is my contest entry for Cyberaquarist. If you don't know who he is, again, do yourself a favor, click on the link in the description and go sub to his channel. Let him know you subbed and he'll sub you back. But the man has an awesome tank. He did it from A to Z, and you just might learn something. Alright guys, thanks for watching.